Hello YouTube, Destroyer back with another Samurai Siege village review. This is the second one so far. I do have 8 more villages here, so we'll get right into it. The first one is by Voltaire. He's in the alliance called Nadenlos. Now he has a castle level 6 and his assassin's dens are just there in the corner. They're not too exposed, so they may not get triggered so easily, but I would still try and move them in a little bit closer to the middle. However, it is quite challenging with a castle 6. The line is a little exposed out there. I would try and move that closer to the middle. It would easily get killed out there. Snowballs. The storages are quite prone to getting snowballed, especially since the drum gun is right in the middle. So if someone were to try and take out the freeze tower and the cannon and the drum gun, at least 3 of your storages would get snowballed at the same time. So I'm guessing you're trying to protect your storages since they are right in the middle and you are on the farming range. So this is very prone to snowballs, both the defensive towers and the storages, so I would probably do something about that. I would widen the outside walls, spread everything out a bit more. I would bring your portal into the middle. I like the positioning of the castle. It's not taking the prime area in the middle, but it also is semi protected by your archer towers. So that may deter a few snipers, but it can still be taken down with about 30 archers. But at least you'll get a 30-minute shield, since anything more than I think 2% will get you 30 minutes. Taking down the castle alone will get you 0 minute shield. So yeah, I would bring that portal in as well, keep that to the middle. So I would expand your whole core a lot more. You do have 2 places where you can take down 6 defensive towers there. So as you see, the storages get hit there. You have your storages are okay being in the middle. It's just mostly the snowballs that are a problem. It is hard for other troops to get in there. However, I think archers can still get over these walls to get to it. So 2 storages may get hit by that. Your markets and wells aren't too bad. They're close up to the walls in range of the archer towers and cannons. And that's about it. I would possibly redesign this by moving your freeze tower to here, one of your storages into this container here, and your drum gun further away from the middle, and moving your portal right into the middle. That would help protect your resources more from troops. But I still would prefer to expand it a little bit more. Okay, moving on to the next village is Sal IX from the alliance called Elders. He has a castle level 8. He has pretty nice walls there. It's upgrading to the level 8 walls now, which is the highest for castle level 8. The portal is not too bad there. However, I'm not really understanding. I think this extra wall out here is trying to protect the drum gun more, since troops will filter around to here. So that's okay there. The assassin's dens are right close to the middle. It's a very good place for them, and the lions are in a good place too, protecting both sides of the storages. The castle is right in the middle. I would still prefer to move that further out where the drum gun is, and the drum gun close to the middle, but I wouldn't put the drum guns too close to each other. The lightning towers are well split. They both can't be hit with snowballs. So they're also very well placed. I don't think archers could easily get to these over the walls. I think they're just 1 square out of reach. So that's very well done. There is a few paths where you could get snowballed by and lose 7 to 8 defensive towers. So that's something to look out for. quite often people who use healers will go straight for the lightning towers and the drum gun, and having two in the same lane may be attracting snowballs there. I would also toggle two of these storages, since if I were to just to try and farm gold, I would come in just from this one side only, and possibly I could pull out before even hitting 40%. So that's a possibility there. So I would toggle both of those storages. So if you had the essence here and the gold and the coins here, it would make it much harder to get to. I probably would hit the 40% mark if I had to penetrate further to get to the other storage. So other than that, I think the walls are quite good. It is hard to get close to the middle with you could get a ram into this section here, which would open up into a small area, but it's still heavily defended here, so that's quite good. So it's only opening up a small area, or this wall here could possibly open up a lot, but it is quite troublesome to get all the way around there. There's a lot of defensive towers in the core. It's quite strong. So moving on to the next village, we have Alan from the Alliance Creamy clan. He is a castle level 6, upgrading to 7. Now his assassin's dens are nicely placed on the inside there, and his jade line is in a good place too. The Alliance portal is out in the open, so it's quite common that he'll lose that to a single trip being dropped on his markets there. So I would definitely move that inside, move the castle a bit further out, but you still need something to protect it, so you would need to move things around. I would move the drum closer to the middle. The lightning tower is very exposed. Even though it is protected by a couple of archer towers and drum guns, it's not too hard to distract them with an Oni troll and then take down the lightning tower with some archers. So once that's gone, people who use healers will commonly just drop the healer after the lightning tower's gone, and it's extremely difficult to fend that sort of attack. So I would definitely move the lightning tower inside your walls. The storages are all too far out, given that you are very low honor. I'm sure you're just farming, so all of these can be quite easily taken down by distracting the defensive towers and taking the storages down with some archers, or breaking the wall and stealing it with ninjas. So I would move them closer to the middle. You would need to expand your core there a bit more to fit those in. That's about it. I would also keep the stronger walls on the inside too, since the outside walls are more than likely to be taken down with rams. So you want to keep stronger walls on the inside, since the melee attacks tend to be what they're fending off. So move on to the next village, which is Zwakatsu from Adult Swim. He is castle level 8. It's quite a big area there. I like the round shape there. It tends to keep troops moving around in a circle, so you want to keep them out of the core as long as possible. The assassin's dens are unfortunately out very far outside, so if I were to start attacking here, I would typically be only dropping an archer first, so they would be lured out and I would just kill them quite quickly without losing many troops. The same with the jade line, it's quite far out. I don't see it doing much out there. There's nothing in harm's way to help the lion kill me. The portal is almost out of range. I think it could be triggered with some ninjas on the storage, on the wells there. And I'll definitely put upgrading collectors and wells and markets on the inside somewhere, since they do hold quite a lot. I would protect them a bit better by toggling them with something well protected like this market here. The traps are in a good place. It's filtering troops over traps. I think these two might be freeze traps and this is a bomb trap, so that's pretty good usage there. The lightning towers aren't too bad, however they are a little exposed to archers, so once they go you could expect a healer coming in for those who use it. The two drum guns are likely to get snowballed by some people. A lot of people don't like the drum guns, so they purposely would target to take these two down. And they're also bordering cannons too, so you could quite easily lose 2 drum guns, 2 cannons, a freeze tower and a couple of archer towers. It's quite a lot of towers there. You could lose up to 7 defensive towers in those 3 lanes. You have good strong intersections. The gold walls there on the intersections will help slow down troops from attacking through there. However, the rams coming in here will more blow up not just this intersection here but all the other walls connecting to it, so a ram still would break in here. So I would also look into strengthening the surrounding walls next when you get more gold walls. Other than that, you are around the honor climbing range, so the centralized castle is very good. So overall it's pretty good. I'd somehow make space in there for the portal and the dens, so that could be a bit tricky. Something you'll have to get kicked out for that. Your storages are very exposed, but if you are starting to climb honor, then that's the sacrifice you have to make. So that's about all for your village. The next one is Samurai J, again from Adult Swim. It's a very open concept. Once the troops get in there, it's hard to control them. So open concept can work. The assassins' dens are very exposed there, as well as the freeze traps. So typically you wouldn't spam too many troops in there to begin with, so they would get triggered off and sort of go to waste. I do like them closer to the middle. Once more troops are engaged, the assassins can kill a lot more troops. So I would move them in. Also, you seem to have a lot of defences around this section of your village, but not that much storage. You only have the 1 essence storage. So it's highly concentrated here. Again, with the storages here, you do have a lot of splash damage in the one area. So it is centralized, but it's also could be a bad thing when it comes to freeze scrolls. I could freeze at least 3 splash towers at the same time there, so that could be prone to freeze scrolls. It could also be prone to snowballs as well. You could lose a lot of loot from snowballs going over the 3 storages at once, maybe even 4 storages there, as well as losing multiple splash towers as well. So it's quite prone to the snowballs. I would possibly put the drum closer to the middle a bit. There's not that much difference. Since if you had the drum gun in the middle, it would be less prone to freeze scrolls. Stronger walls are on the inside, which is good. I would put more of these blue walls further out, where they're less likely to get attacked by rams. I would definitely move the lightning tower in a lot more, since it is quite easy to take down with archers. Then healers would be sent in. I would toggle your gold and essence storage, since you seem to have a lot of gold on the one side. If you were to say toggle this gold storage with this essence, then maybe you would lose less gold when troops do get in that far, or lose less essence if they were to attack from this side. However, I'm not sure if protecting your loot is your main priority at 1600 honour. I think that's about it for this village. Move on to the next one, which is Karan's Empire from the Alliance of Buttock clan. He is a castle level 7. The assassin's dens are in a good place here. However, the one on the outside might go to waste. It's not that well protected by a defensive tower, so there won't be much helping out there. Snowballs, you could lose 8 defensive towers across here, which is almost every defensive tower you have on the northeast side of your castle. Your portal is easy to bait out. If I were to drop a troop right here in the corner near the snowman, I could make your troops come out. So I would move your camp 2 squares further out. It will give more padding around your portal. Also your lines a bit out as well. I would definitely try and move that closer to the middle. Maybe even move your castle further out of the middle. This lightning tower is quite prone. It can get taken down quite easily, but your other one's in a very good place. So it may get snowballed because it's also in the same line of fire here. Yeah, both lightning towers can get snowballed there. You have strong gold walls, however they're still prone to ram attacks, since if a ram was to come down here and take out this gold wall, it would also take out these other 4 walls, which would give access to a lot more areas there. So when you are upgrading your gold walls, try and strengthen all of the intersections at the same time. And this is the way I would attack your village. First I would drop archers around these red dots, which are out of range of defensive towers. This saves a lot of time, especially if you're snowballing. You should drop your archers around first, then roll the snowballs, because those snowballs are very slow and could take up to 45 seconds to a minute to get rolling. So after I've dropped my archers, I would send in some archers to start attacking, with a few Oni trolls here to distract the towers, followed by some commanders, and then a lot more archers behind them. Make sure you drop the commanders far back so they don't start getting attacked by the defensive towers. So once these towers start getting the once the Oni trolls start getting the attention from these towers, I would drop a ram down this wall to take out this intersection. It would give me access to all of this storage, all this area in here, and again on the other side. So I like to attack from 2 sides at once. It splits up the damage that my troops are taking, so they're not all taking it from the same towers. So once the troops progress closer to the middle, I would drop another Oni at the back end to distract the cannons and the lightning tower, and that should really help my troops to get all the way through to the end, and you should be able to finish that with about 90 seconds spare. So that's how I go about attacking a village like this. So I definitely would strengthen the intersections more. Also I possibly would take out some of these walls here and somehow make room for them across here, since having these long shapes give my troops freedom to walk all the way from one side of your village to the other. So there's no attacking through walls at all, so there's nothing slowing me down there at all. So I would try and break this up a bit better. Okay, that's all for that village. Next one is Squattin Puppy from the Alliance Farm Team 6. He is a Castle 6, so he does have a limited amount of walls here. There's only so much you can do. The dens are in a very good place. They are protected behind the walls, so troops, you would need quite a fair amount of troops before they get close enough to trigger those off. So that's good. The freeze towers, the freeze traps are on the inside there, so they may stall a swarm of ninjas or something near the storage. Then they would get caught up by those cannons. So those are in a good place. Lion's den's not too bad. The lightning tower is very exposed. Since you only have one of it, you really have to protect that well. Then your only real threat is the snowballs. so I do try and keep that further in for sure. You are still fairly low honour, so I wouldn't protect your castle so much. I would move that into the corner. It's still well protected there. I would try and keep your portal close to the middle as well, definitely as well as your drum gun, since that has a very big range. Troops can be dropped right here. You're losing a lot of damage. If it was closer to the middle, you could be shooting troops for so much longer as they try and approach the drum gun. So definitely keep the long range defensive towers closer to the middle. What else have I noted here? The storages are segmented. I like how you have them on both sides of the core. The drum gun's too exposed. There's nothing covering your freeze towers. The range of your cannons aren't really covering your freeze tower, although you can freeze enemies that come in. There's only really the archer towers covering the freeze tower, so yeah, I definitely would move the cannons closer to the freeze tower. They work very well together, a cannon and a freeze tower on both sides. I think I've covered everything there. You have goodwill and market spread. I would move them a little bit closer so they're in range of the archer towers, but other than that, I think that's all I would do to that. Moving on to the next village, which is Toodles from the Alliance Purple Retreat, and he is a castle level, let me see, that's a level 7. So the assassins' dens are on the outside. Although it is close to the edge of the village, sort of effective. However, people may not drop that many troops in there, so you might not kill that many troops unless of course they decide not to move the assassins away before killing them. So it can be effective out there. You have the drum gun in range and the lightning tower. The freeze traps are right there as well. That may prevent your lightning tower from getting taken down quickly, so they might lose a lot of troops there, so that may work. However, once both your lightning towers are down, it's prone to healer attack. The other lightning tower is also close to the edge, so it is easy to take down. Plus it's in the same line for a snowball attack, so I would suggest moving those somehow. You have good storage segmentation there, very good there. It's in the second layer and well segmented and mixed up there. It's very good. The castle is too central for a farmer. Definitely would move that into the corner again. That would free up some space for your alliance portal to get moved into the middle. This is easy to activate, and I could move the troops out here and kill them without any defensive towers helping you out. Archers can reach your storages. I believe if archers get this far, they can reach over to your storage without having to take down the walls. So that is maybe you have to toggle the storages here a little bit, don't know. Your dens, I would definitely consider moving your dens closer to the middle so they would do more damage once troops get further in. You could possibly put your dens in here somewhere. They may be more effective, but this still sort of works. Depends who you come up against. So overall it's working quite well. It's a nice rounded shape. It does keep troops moving in a circle. And I think that's all we have for this video. It has been quite long again, so we'll cut it again after 8 villages. I do have plans for one more group of 8 for now, but I believe my next video will be a new Castle 7 layout, so stay tuned for that, and see you soon. Bye.